Starting off in calisthenics is going to be as difficult as you make it. Trying to do things like handstand push-ups, pistol squats, one-arm pull-ups and weighted exercises straight off the bat is just not going to cut it. You need to start off with the basics. So a great base to start off with is push-ups. Now if you can't even do a regular push-up, I would suggest you start off with knee push-ups. It's all about pacing yourself. Don't try and do things that you've seen online straight away, because clearly that person is elite or advanced. So you can start off with knee push-ups, move on to push-up holds, and then you can move on to eccentrics, which is lowering yourself down slowly or controlling the bottom part of the movement in order to build muscle. You don't have to jump into things straight away. For example, if you can't do a pull-up, you can start with an Australian pull-up, inverted row, bodyweight row. It has many names, but you can start off with things like these and gradually build yourself up. The same thing goes with dips. If you can't do a normal dip, you can start off with chair dips and you're still going to be able to work the muscles that are involved with a normal dip. You have to understand you need to build that base before you can move on to anything else. It takes time. And also there's going to be exercises like squats. Now you're going to have to build up a higher level of squats before you can move on to things like pistol squats, jumping squats, sissy squats, split squats and harder variations. See, the chances are that you're going to be able to do these things off the bat are very slim. So you must master the basics first. The same thing goes with pull-ups. You want to work on eccentric movements, which is lowering yourself down slowly to enable to build the muscles up in your back. And also doing things like isometric as well is going to help with the muscular endurance and muscular strength. Once you're able to master these things, then you can move on to a full pull-up. Remember, pace yourself. It's your journey, nobody else's. If you think that you should be at a certain place at a certain time, then you are wrong. Your body will let you know when you're ready to move on. Once you can do things like normal pull-ups, then you can move on to weighted pull-ups or slower pull-ups, tempo pull-ups, all those sort of things. Again, you must understand that every step requires you to go through it. You can't skip the steps. You can't just go from doing knee push-ups to a one-arm push-up. It's not going to happen. You have to work the body in different ways. The body has to build the strength and endurance to perform certain exercises. And this is where a lot of people go wrong, where they feel like they should be at a certain place just because they feel like they should be there. No, it takes time. It takes repetition. It takes effort. All these different things. You must gradually go through each phase of calisthenics in order to improve. But if you stay consistent, if you stay disciplined, you will get where you want to be eventually. Things weren't built in a day, let's be honest. So once you start to master the basics, you can move on to, we could say, more advanced things like pike push-ups, which are really going to test your balance, your shoulders, your triceps, as there's many different things involved. But again, you can't do this until you've mastered the normal push-up. You understand? So be sure to do the normal things before you move on to the more advanced things. Take your time, be patient, be willing to go through the struggle. Remember, do not skip out on exercises that may not look fancy or sexy. Things like dorsal raises, very important for your lower back and your core. Remember, your body is a whole complete unit, so just doing push-ups and pull-ups every day is really not going to cut it. You want to hit every single muscle group in your body, and calisthenics is a great way to do that. It's also an inexpensive way to do that as well. As you can see, I'm rarely using any equipment. The only equipment that you've really seen in this is a chair and a pull-up bar for the most part. And as I said, once you master normal things, then you can move on to things like pistol squats, elevated pistol squats. Furthermore, you can also, just challenge the body in different ways. But you must master the basics first. You cannot skip out on the basics when it comes to calisthenics. Then you can do one-arm push-ups and continue to work on more advanced or elite exercises. That's it.